This week has been all about stories, simplicity, and second chances. I was reminded that my story actually really does matter. I had the pleasure of speaking to some young people in Camden, which is a borough in London. Absolutely fantastic way to end my week. We're talking all about brand building in a world of AI, and it is important, even if the bots are doing what the bots do. I also gave myself a second chance when it came to not posting. I usually post some stuff and it didn't happen, but it's okay, second chances are allowed. I guess simplicity showed its face throughout the week, from asking someone to double check things to remembering to pause before responding, which can be like the smartest move if you don't have the answers straight away. No pressure. I'm Ramat Tijani. This is the weekly unfold where I share my asks, my lessons, my gratitude, and things that have happened in the week that have shaped my life. 1 week at a time. Let's get into it. The ask this week was to get someone to ask someone to look over some things that I've been working on. Now, I felt good about this piece of work that I was doing. I was so confident. I was so sure that it was working out just how I needed it to. However, something wasn't working and I couldn't find it. I was so. Anyway, what I did was ask for a fresh pair of eyes just to go over it. And there it was. Bright as day. And I think it's just a reminder that confidence doesn't mean that you don't need community or you don't need like others to help support you in spaces. You can absolutely ask others to support you, even if you're completely confident that you're doing all the right things and that things are going to go the right way. That's it. That's it. The sun is coming up where I am, which is delightful, but things look a bit bright. Let me move on to the lessons quickly. Okay, so my failure, I didn't post on my Instagram feed from my Feel Good Friday folder. I started doing this Feel Good Friday thing on LinkedIn, and then I thought, actually, there's so many things that bring me such joy on Insta that I've kind of like put into a folder. So whenever the world is on fire, currently the world is on fire, I go back and often look at it. And I started posting it the last couple of Fridays. And this Friday, it didn't happen, guys. Life was lifing. Like, priorities changed. My Friday, you don't want to know, but it was a very long Friday. And I didn't get posted. And a couple of people messaged me and was like, Ramat, it's Friday. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll do it on Saturday. I'm not doing it on Saturday. I'm going to leave it because life happens and you're allowed to take a break. So yeah, that was my failure. But it's okay. I'm allowed to give myself a second chance to do it next time. My story matters. Your story matters. Most people's stories matter. I feel like everyone's stories matter to them, but in this instance, I'm talking about myself, and I ran a brand building in the world of AI session for young people in Camden this week on Friday, and just seeing them light up and seeing them sharing their stories and thinking about the ways in which they share their stories, it was beautiful. And it was just a really good reminder that your stories can change the way other people see themselves in the world and how they might decide to show up in the world. So, yeah, my story matters. I need to remember that and I need to share my story more. This is a note to myself when I watch this back, if I ever watch this back. I don't tend to watch these back, so yeah. Anyway, that was a reminder. My story matters. I was caught up in a situation this week that really took me by surprise, and in the moment I was quite upset but didn't have the answers to the questions that were being asked. And so I took a moment to pause, and a reminder here that it's okay to pause before you respond. I used to just respond in the moment. And I'm not very good, I'll be completely honest. I'm not great at like collecting like my arguments. If I was to be like a lawyer, I feel like I'd be not a bad lawyer, but my clients would be like, why would you say that? Like, it actually happened this way, it happened that way. I need to collect my thoughts before I can come back and respond. And so that's what I did in this instance. And I was quite proud of myself for stepping into that version of me that is like, you don't have to respond all the time. It's okay to take a moment and then go back with a response that actually is true to who you are. So, you know, here's a reminder, pause before responding. You have the right to do so. Take a moment, gather your thoughts, and then you can turn that reaction that you wanted to have into a good response rather than a wild reaction. Fleur East. My gratitude is going out to her. I, a few months ago, did the Manchester Marathon, and it was part of a relay team, and Fleur was part of the team. And she was telling us at the time that she had got the part of to play Tina in Tina the Musical, and so she was practicing, and I just didn't have time to watch it, and I realised it was coming to an end, and I'd be away when the final show happened. So I asked a few people who wants to come, who wants to come. No one wanted to come, and I was like, you know what, solo date it is. We're going on a solo date to see Fleur. I'm so glad I went. It was phenomenal. Now, I watched Tina like years ago, but I had forgotten like some of her story and just how persistent she had to be to get to where she was. And yeah, she was epic. And Fleur, her interpretation, the moves, I was about to do moves, I can't do the moves, but the moves, the voice, like the raspiness in her voice, it was fantastic work from Fleur and the team. Like the whole production was great. I was so glad I went. I was like, I need to tell Fleur how amazing she is. So I actually went to the stage door and was like, I'm gonna wait for Fleur, because I told her I was coming, but I told her the wrong day. Whoopsie. But anyway, she was fantastic, and I'm so glad I got to see it. So lots and lots of gratitude to Fleur and the Tina team. We had tube strikes in London last week, and honestly, I was just feeling super grateful for location, location, location. I live pretty central in London, and I love London. It's like my concrete jungle with areas of green that I can disappear to when necessary, but obviously full of like buildings and all the rest of it. And tube strikes happened. It made me do more walking, but other than that, I wasn't like significantly impacted. And I was just thinking, yeah, I'm super thankful for where I am at the moment, like super thankful. My videographer Abdul, he came through to record some bits for me, just so that I've got it. And what I'm trying to do is record more of the work that I do when I am on stage, so that I have it to be able to use and chop up and all the rest of it. I've got a bag of stuff that I haven't used yet, but I keep filling the bag. So I need to actually do something about sharing that. But, you know, massive shout out to Abdul. He came through. He was on point. He always is. Let me know if you need his details, because he's sick. He does personal and corporate stuff. So, yeah, thanks, Abdul, for being amazing. Guys and girls, it is week 38 or 52, and I'm taking a break. As I said, the sun's coming up where I am. Let me even show you. Give me a sec. Woo. Isn't that gorgeous? Not the rooftop, but you know, this part. Although, if I keep going round, you will soon see all the houses. So, yeah. It's cute, but anyway, I'm on holiday. I came upstairs to ask them if I can use the rooftop real quick before everyone else comes out for breakfast, and that's what I'm doing. But I'm taking a break. That's what I'm doing this week ahead, and I cannot wait. I'll be gone out of the country for the weekend at least, and then back to just enjoy doing a whole load of nothing. All right, that's it for me today. As always, thank you for watching. Stay out of trouble, unless it's good trouble, in which case, go wild. Whoa. Drop things. Shit. All right, I gotta go. Bye. Okay, I just came back to say I dropped stuff, but I didn't break anything. So yeah, as I said, stay out of trouble, unless it's good trouble. In that case, go wild. Deuces.